Okay, in last week's parsha, Parak Daled, Pasuk Yud Zayin, the Torah talks about first. The Torah talks about if Nefesh Ki Sechta B'Shkaga, the Kohen Mashiach is Choyte, and then in Pasuk Yigimel Kol Adas Yisrael Yisku V'Nelam Adav Me'enei Hakol. Also Achas Chol Mitzvah Shelo Yisasenu V'Hashemu. Whole Klal Yisrael doesn't have b'shegig. So Rashi brings in Pasuk Yud Zayin is Pnei HaPerechis. When the Torah talks about the Perechis, that the Kohen is Tovel is makes Rika to the Perechis. So the second time the Torah says it's Pnei HaPerechis. First time when only the Kohen Mashiach is Choyte, the other Pasuk says Perechis HaKodesh in Pasuk Vav. So Rashi brings the Gemara that asks the Shiloh. So Rashi says, "Well, my law is Pnei HaPerechis HaKodesh. Mashal l'melech, it's a mashal to a melech. Shesirchal of Medina, his Medina, they rebelled against the king. Im miutas sircha pamali shalei miskayemis. If only a minority of the people rebel, so then pamali shalei, his cabinet, his advisors, miskayemis, they remain intact. V'em kulam sirchal ein pamali shalei miskayemis. But if everyone rebels against the king, then en pamali shalei miskayemis, then his cabinet falls apart. Afkan kishachat Kohen Mashiach, when the Kohen Mashiach is choyte, only the Kohen Mashiach is choyte adayin shem kedushas hamakam ala migdash. The kedushas hamakam remains on the migdash. Mishachatu kulam, if everyone is choyte chas v'shalom nistalka kedusha, chas v'shalom the kedusha goes away, and therefore that's why the Torah says Pnei HaPerechis and not Perechis HaKodesh. The shaila is like this. What do you need a mashal for? It's a very simple thing. When the Kohen Mashiach alone is choyte, then the Perechis remains kodesh. If the whole Klal Yisrael does a chet, then obviously we understand that the word kodesh doesn't apply. But what do we see from them? What do we need a mashal for? It's a pretty simple thing. And even if you'll understand that you need a mashal, it's not doimeh. By the mashal, what happened? The Medina the people rebelled against the king. They rebelled. Over here, what happened? Klal Yisrael was a shegig. The Sanhedrin said that something was mutter, and everyone did it. They're honest gomer. There's nothing wrong with it. They didn't do anything wrong. So what's the dimyan to the mashal? And maybe another thing is that the mashal isn't that if the people are rebelled then ein melech b'layam, then the mashal is that the cabinet, the pamlיא shaloi is miskayemis and not miskayemis. What's this middle level? It's a simple thing. If everyone rebels, then there's no kingdom. The king so maybe we could say like this. Obviously the makam hamikdash is the makam of it has such kedusha because the shechina is masha shechina in the Beis Hamikdash. But we see from the mashal like this, that just like we see in the mashal that if the people are murdered, it affects the people around him, his cabinet, his yotzim. Hu adin, the hashras hashchina in the kelim of the migdash, they're affected by chet. If Klal Yisrael is choyte, even if it wasn't b'mezid, chet by the whole Klal Yisrael, it affects the hashras hashchina in the kelim. So just like we see that we understand in the mashal that if the people rebel against the king, it affects the way that his people, his yotzim, the way they're machshavim. Hu adin, the hashras hashchina in the kelim of the Beis Hamikdash are affected by the chatam of Klal Yisrael.